What's going on, guys? This is Frank from Texas Cigar Society. I disappeared, came back, and
And
thank you
now
guys
you're
for
back.
thank you all for joining us. This is episode 35, and today we're welcoming our guest. We have Gus and Billy from Artesano del Tabaco, and thank you guys for being on the show with us. We do appreciate it.
Thank you so much for inviting us.
Thank you, thank you. So we're gonna go around and tell everybody what we're smoking and what we're pairing with. So I'll go ahead and start. I am smoking the El Pulpo. This is a beautiful, like, box press. The wrapper is just amazing. And then we'll go with Ugo.
Well, I think we all have the same
We are,
cigar,
yeah, we have some
but and this is the Toro, right? The 6 by 50 something.
54, I think.
Yeah.
56. Okay.
Nice. I got a matcha green tea today and
Nice.
water.
Yeah, I got the El Pulpo also, and I have like my normal diet root beer and whiskey, but I also have a water because it is getting hot out here. So definitely need the water. Frank, what were you pairing it with?
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. So I have a iced coffee with spiked iced coffee,
Nice.
and I'm also doing a Coke Zero and whiskey,
Nice.
Cool.
Brilliant.
double whiskey.
And I am here doing this. The Viva La Vida Connecticut,
Nice.
right? And this is really, really nice. And I am pairing it with this here. Water, Perrier, fizzy water.
Ooh.
I'm doing the Al Pulpo, Bellicoso, Grande, and with my green water.
There you go. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, yeah. We love Pellegrino over here too, right, Randall?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you just
Yeah,
clean the
I
palate,
just ran out.
you know.
Definitely.
Very good.
Did you just call that water Pellegrino?
Pellegrino, right? His name
I
is
thought it was Pellegrino.
Pellegrino.
Pellegrino. Sorry,
I was like, wait a minute. What?
I was making it more Italian. I was giving it more that
I
Italian.
know. More Italian than it is.
Oh,
So,
that's funny.
So let's go ahead and let's start off real quick. Billy, Gus, can you let's start with your story. How did you guys go from so you two are brothers, correct?
Correct.
That's
Yes.
correct.
And awesome. So how was it y'all founded Artesanos del Tabaco?
Good evening, first of all, guys, for you and everyone who is
Oh, good
listening.
evening.
My name is Gus, and I am from Artesano del Tabaco. We are right now in New York, from the old shop that we created back in 2007. This is the second one, and we were like retailers. We were ex-retailers. We opened those shops in 1992. Stayed in these for almost 28 years. And then after that, we sold the business and we started doing those cigars here.
So, hi guys, I'm Billy. I'm from Artesano del Tabaco. As Gus said, we were in retail for 28 years. And then Casa de Monte Cristo came, they purchased our cigar shops. And from that time, from 2015, we start focusing more on blends and making cigars. And the story with the Artesano del Tabaco was born in 2012, to be exact. And the Viva La Vida, we started with that project from 2013, 14, but it came and to the market, we brought it in 2019. So it took all this time to ferment the tobacco, age it, until we felt that it's time to release the product, and we brought it to the market in 2019.
So in other words, y'all didn't rush it. You let it do its thing. You let the tobacco age so that you get this product that's just amazing.
Frank, that is correct. We are well known at Artesano. we take our time. The epic center of our belief in our corporation is quality, inside out. We believe in a high-end premium tobacco that it has to ooze nothing but quality. So we take our time between each and every brand. It takes us between 4.5 to 5 years to develop and to bring and release to the market.
That's nice. So you say the Viva La Vida was released in 2019, and then so once it's a sore subject for some people, but so once COVID hit, did you notice that now you had a little bit more of an influx of people doing the getting into the tobacco? Because that's honestly how I got into it, because we were just at home, we didn't really have much to do, we couldn't go out
Did
to,
we
to,
lose
to
Frank?
Then we lost Frank.
did we?
I can hear Frank.
Oh, can y'all hear me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah.
hear me?
Yeah, I hear you guys. I don't know if y'all can hear me.
Frank, can you hear us? I don't think so.
Yes, I hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you. We
Yeah.
hear you fine.
Okay. So basically, what happened is when COVID hit, right? So we brought Viva La Vida in 2019, and we made sure that it was made for brick and mortar only. No online, no websites at that time, and we want to give this availability of those cigars to brick and mortar to support them. And 2020, when COVID hit, most cigar shops were closed. It really hurt our business because we didn't have any online source to sell our cigars. So few big companies approached us to uh, to to sell Viva La Vida online, but we said, you know what? We made it for brick and mortar in the beginning, and we're gonna stick with it. Sale or no sale, we're gonna stay with the brick and mortar. And then we kept it like this till 2023, and then we open it to the market online. So that's a great question, Frank.
Yeah. It's a question that, I mean, because of the fact that COVID hit us all worldwide, right? And we always want to try to do what we can to prepare and to have a way for us to enjoy what we like. So I mean, the online retailing did hit strong. So when you kept the Viva La Vida until 2023, but you had El Pulpo also came out in 2023 as well, right?
3, correct.
Yeah, 20.
Yes.
So
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 El Pulpo
you
was. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So El Pulpo, we started with the project with AJ in 2017,
Mhm.
and we brought it to the market 2023. So it took 5 years to bring it, and so both they were available in brick and mortar cigar lounges and online.
Online.
And at that time, Viva La Vida, you know, everybody was, they saw the flavor of it, and they were really waiting extremely for the El Pulpo to see what we're gonna bring to the market. Because for 5 years we did not bring anything except Viva La Vida, and we focused on that. And they were really excited to see when we bring the El Pulpo, how it's gonna taste. Is it the
Mhm.
same flavor? Is it different? And I think it was great.
Yes, so let me add to this, guys. With Viva La Vida, when we launched it, then as you mentioned, guys, COVID hit. When we opened the brand to the market, we released it. It was a huge success, and we were able to open huge numbers of accounts, and it was very successful. And when every account we opened, we made them sign. It's like it has to be a brick and mortar. They cannot sell the product online. COVID hit, comes, and then what happened? We cannot sell online. Every shop is closed. We stick by our rules, and a lot of people said you could go ahead and then start selling online, whatever. But we said no. Those shops, we know how they suffer, how much hard it is for them, for the business, because we came from retail. We know exactly how bad it is. So we kept it that way. The blend itself was so successful. AJ Fernandez was really 100% behind it. The blend was so excellent. And the way it moved in the market, he felt that he want to do something also to make it even bigger. And then they came and they asked us if they could actually themselves be the distribution for the brand itself, and we agreed on that.
And it
I'll
was
tell
an
you,
agreement for like 2 years. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, I'll tell you, for just selling in cigar shops, your bands are very attractive. Every one of your blends, because before I had heard of you back in maybe 2023, I was in Puerto Rico and I was at a local cigar shop and I saw the Viva La Vida and Jester size and I was like, well, I got to try this one. You know, I'm picking stuff up. I'm like, this one looks very attractive. It was very good. So I'm glad to see you have a Connecticut out now as well. I'm going to try that soon.
Thank you so much. And it's going to be totally different than any Connecticut you smoke.
You won't be disappointed, for sure.
And, you know, we are not Connecticut smokers, but our Club 500, they recommended. So basically, guys, the Club 500 is basically the first 500 cigar shops and clubs that they believed in Artesano del Tobacco. So when we do a blend, we always share with them a pre-release cigars, blends, flavors, let them know what we're doing and making. And they test, they smoke, they tell us it's good, it needs this, that, right? So one of the questions 2 years ago, we emailed them, we said, looking at our portfolio, what do you think is missing from it? So they said, listen, you have medium full, you have full body, you don't have something medium light. Why you guys, you don't work on a Connecticut? So that's how the project for Viva La Vida Connecticut started 2.5 years ago with AJ. And we settled on Ecuadorian Connecticut that is so creamy, like butter, sweet, delicious, medium. It's not boring, it's not mild, it's not spicy. A lot of companies, they confuse the consumer, bring in a Connecticut that it's spicy, full bodied, right? I want it to be just medium, that a heavy smoker could enjoy or a mild smoker or light smoker could enjoy, right? And that was the birth of the Viva La Vida Connecticut.
Very nice. So I'm gonna take it back a little bit. So I mean, we know how you started with the retail, and then you ended up doing your own line. But what was a moment when you all decided, hey, maybe we should make our own cigar? Like, what was that one defining moment that was like, hey, we need to start this
Well, Frank, this is
company?
another great question, as always. You know, when we were like at the retail part of it, we did have created blends for the shops, and we did great blend. We named it like New York Cigar
In.
and it was like Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn, Staten Island. It covered like Queens. It covered the 5 boroughs, and each and every one of them has a different size that represent the borough itself. And it was very successful. And we did also other blends from different regions, and they were very, very successful as well. So we were involved in blending certain things for the shop by using our palette to sell it at the shops, and it was a very big success. Now, before we sold, we started with the Artesano del Tobacco, not planning to sell the business, but long story short, they offered us and we left. And then the project was we're still like with AJ working on the Viva La Vida from 2012. 2015, the sale happened. Then we stopped. We said, you know what? We're going to take a sabbatical now, and then we will revisit this at a different time. And this is exactly what happened. 2018 we went, and then 2019 we launched the first Viva La Vida for every shop in the States.
By the way, you're getting a great questions from Cigars and Smoke, Arizona. He asked, how did you get rid of the usual Connecticut wrapper bitterness, right? Which is true.
Mhm.
And the only way you could do that is by fermenting it the right way and by aging the tobacco to the fullest that it requires to be aged. And this comes in from experience with AJ team, AJ himself, Abdel, and the work that we did to get rid of that bitterness, salty flavor usually in Connecticut, right? You smoke the Viva La Vida Connecticut, it's gonna give you a little bit of sweetness as if you're smoking a San Andreas. It's buttery, it's like milky, it wraps around your palate. The smoke is thick, and this is why we agreed on the blend to begin with, knowing that those elements of bitterness will go away after a period of curing, fermenting the wrapper, and the other elements, which is the binder and the filler, right? And also, I want to thank Cigar Carpenter, who is reviewing the eel. He just put a message here.
Yeah. It was
Thank you so
coincidence, apparently. Coincidence. He didn't set a reminder of the podcast, so he, just happened to be watching it.
Yeah.
I do have a question. Go ahead, Frank.
No, it was Ugo.
No,
Go
but
ahead. Ugo.
I was just gonna say I have the EO also. I bought it like about a month ago. It's been in my humidor, so it's another cigar that I'm going to review as well, because we all do reviews here on the panel as well. But
Beautiful.
looking forward to it because I really like Lanceros, and I smoked your regular Robusto. What was it, last year, right?
The El Pulpo?
And Robusto, and I enjoyed it. So when I saw the EO, I was like, oh, great, a Lancero, I'm in. So
Thank you so
be
much.
smoking
guys.
that soon.
And I just want to let you know, guys, that all the sizes, it's all recommended from the Club 500, which is 500 cigar shops spread all over the United States. They're small and big, and we listen to them of the flavor that they're looking for. Like, for example, when we released the El Pulpo, the Robusto Toro Bellicoso, the Club 500, a group of them suggested that we should do a culebra to represent the tentacles of the octopus, and also to highlight the beautiful 10-year-old San Andreas wrapper of the El Pulpo. So we loved it. We went, we did it, and Cigar Aficionado, when they knew that we are releasing a culebra, they were question mark, like, who's smoking culebras? And I said, we told them the story of the Club 500, and they loved the idea too. And when we released it, they reviewed the cigars, and they sent us an email saying, congratulations, it is the highest culebra rated by Cigar Aficionado history. And we were blown away with that message from them.
That's
Awesome.
Pretty cool.
Okay.
Come to show you that if you listen to your customer,
You better believe it. That
it works.
We thank Cigar Carpenter the stuff he's sending, and we're gonna say we're working on trying to make sure that the eel as a size will be available most of the time. It's hard to keep it in our warehouse, but we'll definitely try our best. It's a very good cigar. When you have the chance to smoke it, you're gonna enjoy that.
And the eel, for example, the Lancero size, it was also recommended from cigar shops, and we did it. And to tell you the truth, we did not know how popular Lanceros right now are in the market until we launched it, and it was sold in 24 hours. It is
They're making a
the
comeback.
fastest selling Vitola or size in our portfolio when we released it. in 24 hours, it was sold out. So now we are waiting for the second shipment to come in, which is in a month and a half. And I think it's already pre-sold.
That's good. It takes the pressure off a little bit.
Yeah, sure.
So you guys are brothers. Did you get into cigars at the same time, or who started it? Billy, Gus? Which one of you got into it and got the other one into it, or was it something that you've always had an interest in?
First, Billy was going at school at the college. I started the first shop on First Avenue in 70th. Before that, we had businesses downtown. We sold those businesses and we opened the first shop on First Avenue. When Billy graduated, then he joined forces, and then we start working on expanding, and we moved from first to second, and also we have another shop on 54th and 2nd at that time. Yes.
I'm an architect by trade, but I love cigars. That I dedicated all my time making them, selling them, and smoking them.
That's awesome.
Very cool.
That's very cool. So, let's see here. So, how did your collaboration with AJ Fernandez come about? Like, what was the point when you were able to get in contact with that factory and make this? Because the only one they had that collaboration with was, are they on both cigars or just on the El Pulpo?
No,
Frank have a great questions always.
On both cigars. So in 2011, 2012, AJ Fernandez ex-partner came to our cigar shop introducing San Lotano. And San Lotano was something new. We didn't know who was AJ was. He was making cigars behind the scenes for other companies, but we didn't know who he was. And so Chris came, which is the ex-partner, came and he goes, guys, so we were busy, and I'm like, I'm sorry, did you make an appointment? He's like, no, I came from Miami. So I'm like, no problem. The guy was, older gentleman. So we told him, okay, sit down, give us 5-10 minutes. So he sat down. We came, we sat with him. He gave us the San Lotano. We clipped it. We're smoking. We smoked maybe like half an inch from it. And it was something totally different than anything we smoked. It was refreshing. It was new. The flavor, the taste, the aroma. We fell in love with it right away on the spot. So to make the story short, we make a huge purchase with him. And we became extremely a huge supporter of the full line of AJ Fernandez. And in 2013, he wanted to release the New World Connecticut into United States. So we did it from our cigar shop. We brought Cigar Aficionado, we brought different magazines. We had a sit-down dinner. So we released the New World from our shop. So when we decided to make our own cigars with AJ was like, when I was nobody, you guys stood by me, you supported me, you helped me. Anything you need, I'm here for you. So this is where the relation started. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. That's a very good story to have. I mean, now that his blends are everywhere, it's just such a good contact to have.
Thank you.
AJ wants us to know you're not talking about AJ Jarvis. You're talking about Fernandez.
I was reading that. I'm laughing. But Jarvis could be also a great guy. Tell him.
Make that abundantly clear. Not a Jarvis. We had a question. I don't know have you guys ever smoked Cuban cigars, but what are your favorite Cuban cigars?
I have a story to tell you guys about Cubans. When I started smoking at the age of 13 years old, I was 13 years old, and what happened, I ended up stealing one of my father's cigars from his humidor, and it was a Monte Cristo number 2.
Ooh,
and this one I was 13, and I'm close to 60 now, so you can imagine that was back in the 70s. That was a very good cigar, but what ended up happening, I inhaled almost 75% of that cigar, thinking that that was the way to do it. I turned blue, red, yellow, and I fell on the floor. I was sweating bullets. But then that was the beginning, and it was one of the best cigars, and that's what made me actually fall in love of this business, of this product, and the way we here now. So that was my first. Yes, I smoked other different brands of Cubans, but that was my initial christening.
So my favorite Cuban is the Bolivar. I like Bolivar. It's not, too spicy, and it's just, nice, and it works with my palate.
Well balanced.
Well
Bolivar is
balanced.
really well
Yeah.
balanced. I like that one too. Royal Corona, Belicoso, Fino, amazing.
Real quick cigar check.
Ah, I'm gonna start with this one too here.
Man,
Ugo's going through it.
Ugo
I
had
guess-
his lit when he came on.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
these
it's-
for me,
we
all
mean
the
business here.
yeah. Well, also, let me tell you that I'm a slow smoker generally, but these cigars have an open draw, so it's easy for me to like
We
puff.
thank you for giving us the chance to be on your podium. We thank you for your invite,
The guest.
and it makes us really, it makes us more humble now. To be able to share and connect with people like you, that you also have your crowd will be listening. That is something really, really nice. We thank you for that.
Oh, well, we appreciate you guys coming on
Yeah.
for sure. It's such an
Thanks
honor.
for coming on, and thanks for these great cigars.
Yeah.
I mean,
Definitely.
everyone I've had so far has been great.
Thank
Which is
you.
this is my. I've had the El Pulpo, this one now, and like I said earlier, the Viva La Vida Jester.
Excellent.
So
Mhm.
both have been
Both
great.
are
I'm gonna
different,
get the
right?
Connecticut. Yeah, both are different, and I'm gonna get the Connecticut because I'm always curious. I'm more of a rich, bold, darker smoker, spicy stuff, but I do like Connecticut's in the morning with coffee.
Very
Yes,
good. I'm not going to tell you about it. Billy spoke about it a little, but I'll leave it up to you when you get your hands on the Connecticut, smoke it, and discover each and every puff. It is so well balanced. Very.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna try it.
Yeah,
I guess
so far we have a few people in our community, in our group of friends that have smoked the Connecticut, and all I hear is good things about it. So I'm also
Definitely.
looking forward to picking that one up as well.
Benjamin, you have a great question, brother. Yes, we might, in the near future, you might see a double perfecto salmon, something like it, something. And you and us, we are on the same level of creating something.
Solomon shape is definitely something we really love.
Mm.
That's a hint.
in
Yeah.
the Al Pulpo blend. Yes. So
Nice.
we will take your suggestion and work on it.
Hey, there you go. So going back to the Viva La Vida, the gesture size, that size made waves in the industry. What made that Vitola special to you guys personally?
Well, the idea, to tell you the truth, guys, when we released the Viva La Vida, it was Robusto Toro, Gran Toro, and the Diadema Fina, which is the Solomon shape. And we were in a cigar shop in Pennsylvania. We were doing an event at a store named Wooden Indian. And the manager
Yeah.
name is Dan Woods, right? So Dan loved Viva La Vida. And we did amazing event there. And Dan came to us and he goes, guys, I think this blend works with 56 by 5, and let's call it the Jester, because the flavor has A, B, and C, the notes, So we said, you know what, Dan, I think you are on something here. If we go down to the factory and we do this size and we test it, and we bring it to the market, we're gonna call it the Jester, as you mentioned. So it was a recommendation from the Wooden Indian Cigar Shop in Pennsylvania, from Dan Woods. And to tell you the truth, it is the highest rated Viva ever. In the whole portfolio of Viva, that was the highest. And it's because, again, when we do cigars, we blend it based on what the market is looking for. And we always listen to the consumer for sizes, shapes, and blends.
That's one thing I appreciate about you all is you may not have like the biggest portfolio, but you have like a size that fits everybody's time, busy schedules. Like, so I think for the El Pulpo, I've seen something as short as like a 4-inch cigar, all the way up to maybe like a 7, the Octo Ocho, which I thought would have been an 8, but it's like the 7 by
Oh,
38, 40, 38.
It's a Lancero
Um,
twisted.
yeah.
I
So, I
forgot
mean,
about that one. I forgot about the snake
yeah, the
cigar.
Octo Ocho. Yeah. Well, I appreciate that though, that you have like a size that fits everybody's not just palate but schedule. Because some people may
Thank
not want
you.
to be outside for 2 hours. So
Correct.
the
Yeah.
4 by the
By
fry is a
48.
short 4 by something,
4 by
and
48.
that's yeah. And so that one,
Mhm.
40 minutes, 45, 50 minutes, however you want to smoke it.
And the good thing is, I mean, I know y'all have that the only like right now the pulpo and the Viva La Vida, but it's good because y'all can focus all your time and energy on making those great. And just by changing of Vitola, maybe changing a little bit of the blend, whereas some companies want to go all in, balls out, and make all these different cigars, and they lose track of like focusing on that one cigar. So I mean that's awesome. You know that y'all are taking your time and focusing on these two blends, which I mean y'all are doing the things right for sure.
Thank you, Frank.
Thank you. You know, as we said from the beginning, we make sure when we have a blend that's coming into the market, it has to be 100% perfect.
Mhm.
You know, you could 100% is a little bit too good to be true. You know, 95 to 99. That's our like motto. We make sure that the quality level is there. We believe in high end quality because if this is the story that I'm bringing, it has to
Mhm.
be a true one. It's not maybe, should be, this, that, the other. It is what it is. And after all those years being retailers for that long, we learned a huge deal of like knowledge, hopefully,
From the consumer.
from the consumers, obviously, from everyone in the industry as well. We learned a great deal of knowledge to make sure that the products that we bring it in is quality because all we have is our reputation. If I'm telling you this, it has to be the honest truth.
Yeah, which was we always ask this question is when you're blending cigars, do you blend for something that you guys enjoy, like, or like a specific blend that you guys like, or do you listen to your consumers? So I'm assuming you listen to the
Correct.
consumers when it comes to.
We never blend something for me or him that it remind me of, or I want a cigar that tastes this way and everybody's gonna like it. We don't do
Mhm.
that, right? So we want something like, for example, if you think about the Al Pulpo, why we called it Al Pulpo, right? So we AJ also asked us that question when we started working on the El Pulpo. As you know, guys, when we do our cigars, we do backwards. So we show AJ a full, uh, we design the whole thing. He will see a finished product of how the cigar is going to look, the label, the bands, the box, everything, right? Then there is a case study of the wrapper, filler, binder. So we're shown like a roadmap of
Mhm.
finished product, and which helps him to develop or create a cigar that he's seeing before it was born, right? So he asked us like, why you're calling it al pulpo, which means the octopus.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
as you know, guys, the octopus has no bones in his body, right? If you put him in a circular shape, he becomes circular. If you put him in a square shape, he fits perfect. He becomes square. So we told him we want a blend that works with people palate the way the octopus fits in those shapes. And he goes like, oh wow, I love this idea, right? So this is
Yeah.
where the whole story started to emerge with the San Andreas wrapper and the filler and the binder, to work on that. And as you know, guys, our philosophy in blending a cigar, it's like a baseball game. We always say that. So if you think about the wrapper being like the pitcher, and uh, the binder is the catcher, and the filler inside is all those players on the field, right?
Yeah.
You don't want the binder to overshadows the pitcher or the wrapper, and you want them all to be to play as a team, right? So when you
United. Yeah.
smoke it, the game starts. When you light that cigar, the game starts. So either you're gonna have a home run, a base hit, or it's gonna be a strikeout, right? So work on that blend as a team. The whole cigar as a team is so important to have a great blend. You cannot work only on a wrapper and ferment the wrapper for a long time and keep the filler binder so. Otherwise, you're gonna have a strikeout or a base hit.
That's very true. That's a good. It's a. You're the first company that we've interviewed that actually made a sense of all how a cigar is brought together. Because
Thank you.
you know you bring up a sports, and now we're like, okay, like we all watch baseball, we all watch that one. So now it's like, so you're saying that it all has to work like a team. In other words, to
Yes.
make it
A
a good
great team.
cigar.
Yes.
Make it work.
If you have a baseball team that has a great pitcher, but everybody else is not playing very well, the team is gonna lose, right? So
Yeah.
it's a team. It's a team game. Same thing with the cigar. It's a team game between the filler, binder, and wrapper.
Gotcha.
Nice. Got a
Absolutely.
question from AZ. He's asking if you're planning on making an A size Vitola, which
Ooh, is
I
it the
believe
long
that's like a 8 or 9 inch.
Yes, it's in the works too. Man,
one? Wow.
you're reading our mind.
Wow.
Cigars and smoke.
These guys are
That's pretty
good,
cool.
man.
That's awesome.
Do
So,
you
Yes.
do you have fun like making up the names for these? Because I love the names El Pulpo, Viva La Vida. Like, how do you go about? Do you like come up with an idea of what the vibe should be first, or how do you come up with the names? Or talk us through a little bit of the process if you're creating something new.
So the
That's
name,
also a very, very
right?
good question. Very.
The name, the idea comes first, right? Of what's
Mhm.
gonna happen, and uh, we begin to search for the name that can identify the idea, and it becomes the idea. So the name becomes the idea. The name becomes the project of the whole blend, right? And as you
Mhm.
saw, we bring to AJ a finished product, all on the computer, 3D box, labels, the cigar, hand sketched, right? Hand
Mhm.
drawn, and then all this mythology of the blend of what we are looking for, from the wrapper, filler, binder, the tasting notes, the finishes, which region that we're looking for, and then he brings his talent and comes and is like, guys, if we put this with this, it's not gonna work. We need to do this, and then you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, yeah.
But the
So the
name, the
name,
name.
I was
Go
just gonna
ahead.
say, so the name is like the story when you're crafting a movie or something. Everything goes back to the story. Everything you do is back to the name of the cigar in the beginning. Whatever motivated you in the beginning, for example, El Pulpo, you were like, okay, it has to, boneless, eight arms. What does that feel like as a cigar? That's really cool.
You know, this is also very good to ask that question because, like, people ask, okay, what's El Pulpo have to do with the cigar? You know, by nature ourselves, we love eating that creature. We on the road, we travel, we go to shops to visit, to make sales, to do events, to meet like those owners. And on the way, sometimes we go search for a place that serves fish or like the El Pulpo. So trying to find the name of each and every cigar, it is a reflection on what we do and how we are ourselves, our like identity, our stories. We love eating fish. Fish is one of the things that we eat all the time, and El Pulpo is one of them. So before like we came out with the idea of naming the cigar El Pulpo, went to this place and we had a nice lunch, and one of that things that we ate was El Pulpo, which is the octopus, but it was grilled octopus. It was very good. We always search for places that serve that. So we ate nice. It was very good. We were satisfied. We left the restaurant. We go outside to the car to drive to go to that event. So we sat in the car a little bit. We start smoking, and then we start thinking about, wow, that was a great lunch, and that El Pulpo was unbelievable. So we start like saying El Pulpo, El Pulpo, El Pulpo. When we drive, and then I said, why don't we go and we name this cigar El Pulpo? And that started from that end. It started from that point. And then we start working on it, because also we were looking for a blend that when you smoke that cigar, it has to work on your palate like the El Pulpo grabs to its spray and like catch onto it.
Doesn't let go.
And don't let it go until it like sucks the life out of it. So we were thinking the consumer himself will be the El Pulpo grabbing the cigar and won't like let the cigar until it goes down to the nub, and then at the end you drop it. And that's exactly where we came out with the whole idea that this cigar El Pulpo has to be that good that you will never leave it. You will drop it until it's finished, done.
And same thing with the Viva La Vida. As you know, guys, like most people, they smoke cigars to celebrate like weddings or graduation or birthdays or right. So we're telling people like enjoy life, enjoy every day as if your graduation, you did something exactly. You did something great every day, good or bad. It is your day. Just go grab a cigar and enjoy it. Enjoy life. Enjoy the moment. I mean, every day we're learning something. We are gaining something, right? So we are telling people like, "Viva la vida! Enjoy life." So that's where the name came from. Don't wait for those occasions.
Yeah, and that's cool because I think most people in the chat and everybody on this screen smoke cigars very regularly. So we don't wait for graduations, weddings, or any occasion. We just go, oh, it's a Tuesday. You know what would be nice today? A cigar. Enjoy. We're here, right?
Yeah. That's right. That's right.
We have another question. What's your favorite rapper to work with? Do you have a favorite?
Yeah, I mean, we like San Andreas rapper. It's extremely challenging to work with, extremely hard to bring the sweetness out and to bring certain flavors. It's a little bit, and then the second one is Corojo wrapper that we are working on for 3-4 years, and it still needs some time. But the Corojo, right?
The Corojo is something that we are working on tirelessly, and we know when that thing is ready, it's going to be another good cigar.
Yes.
The blend that we're looking for, it's challenging, but it will happen. It's taken time. Went through different like wrappers and things like this, different origins, but it's coming close where it will be something really for the consumers to enjoy and to like searching for it. It's going to be called the Ojo Corojo.
And that's kind of a dangerous wrapper, in my opinion, to work with, because that wrapper, for my palate personally, it can be done very well, or it can really, excuse my French, shit the bed as far as like the blend goes, as far as how you age it. And speaking of aging, AZ had another question. What are your thoughts on aging cigars post roll?
Okay, there is different techniques, as you know, guys. Either you age the three elements, the filler, wrapper, binder separately, and then when each element is ready, you put it together, you roll it, you put it in the humidor for 45 days, and then it's shipped and it's ready to smoke. The other way around is you put those three elements together, and then you age it for a period of time, 2 3 years. I'm sorry, guys.
No, you're good.
Like 2 3 years, and then we like to age our uh, 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 wrapper, filler, and binder um, separate. We like to start with, as you think about like a canva, right?
Hmm.
You have all these elements, and then you come and you put it together. I don't want to put these colors on the canvas and then wait to see if the canva will bring what I want. So I have the colors, and we chose those colors that are premium, and then we go and we start painting that painting, and we know exactly how it's going to end up, instead of waiting to see how those colors will play.
But I believe also in aging after the whole thing is rolled and done. What you do in here, you have a great product that's ready to be consumed right there and then. After that, when you put it in that humidor, you protecting what you have for a long period of time. And during those, every 6 months, there's a cycle that the cigar goes through. Whatever impurities, tiny things that's left, it will dissipate. And then a few years down the road, you will smoke that cigar, and each and every puff would be to die for. So yes, I believe if you have the time to let it sit extra time, so be it. It will get better, like a good bottle of wine. You could do that. Time is the only agent, it's the only thing power that you have to cure and to get rid of impurities in anything. So I believe in that.
So how long do you all age like your own personal cigars before you smoke them, or do you smoke them straight out of the box?
I smoke them right away. I We have, like, let's say we bring a shipment comes in, the first shipment of Al Pulpo, right? We
Yeah.
always keep about 20 boxes of each size on the side. We do not touch. Then the second shipment comes in, 20 boxes on the side. Every shipment comes in, there is, it's dated, marked, and next year we will smoke the one that we received the first, just to see the flavor, right? And try to stay in the same flavor tone, strength, and finishes of the first blend that you did. So we always keep that. But
Mhm.
for me, if the cigars I bring to the market, it's ready to smoke, I'm smoking it. Um I could say few on the side, but Gus is
But
different. He ages his cigars.
But as well, like
Yeah.
the things that come from Nicaragua, from AJ, it's ready to be smoked. It's done. It's like done its time. But like I'm smoking them, but at the same time, I have other things on the side. That this is a hobby, a habit that I have. I take a few boxes, let them sit, and put the dates on them, and start to compare. But they're all good, ready to be smoked.
perfect.
Absolutely. And I think you can trust it when AJ's rolling them anyway. Going into that,
Yeah.
Keith had a good question. You have some big wins, great blends, people love them. Obviously, like you're doing great. Is there any failures that you can discuss jovially, like, oh man, that one didn't work? Are there anything in your early portfolio or anything now that it's just like, yeah, that didn't work, or we're perfecting it? If you could talk about it.
Yeah, I mean, we were supposed to bring Ojo Corojo in the beginning of the year, and we tried it with some of our Club 500 tried it, us too, and it wasn't ready yet. So we put it on the side. But to be exact, uh, discussing a failure, if you do not listen to the consumer, if you do not listen to the market, if you are stubborn about bringing something that everybody telling you it's not ready and you rush it, rushing product, rushing cigars to the market is the biggest failure for any company. Um, if the cigar is not ready, it tells you when you smoke it, it has a bite, it has aftertaste, it numbs your mouth, and that's not a sign of a strong cigar. It's a sign of it needs aging and fermenting. It's not ready to be smoked. So the cigar should be, you should enjoy it. It shouldn't punish your palate at all. It should be smooth, creamy, full body when you reach your head. So it is important to understand that never rush your cigars, never rush the blends to bring it to the market. It took 5 years, it takes 6 years, it takes 4 years, whatever it takes, just give it its time, and then people will appreciate it, and people will really thank you for bringing a good product.
You see, from my end, I can't say that we had a failure per se. A failure is when you have a blend and you put it in the market and it will go bust. So what we do, we are like hands-on on things. There were one time, like if we're talking about Ojo Corojo, when we brought it here, we tried it, it was a little bit different, and that's why we said we have to adjust certain things. So we did not release anything. So we only tried to master it. There was one time only when a shipment from Nicaragua came, and what happened is the shipment, what we do is we take different like boxes from different areas in the containers, and then we tried the cigars. We found that to have some loosely rolled Viva La Vida. What we did, we sent things back, and that was it. And then the other shipments came, everything was perfect. That was what we call is hands-on on things and make sure that everything that goes on the shelves and for the people to smoke is in good shape. And as you see, no matter what type or size of blend that we have from Artesano tobacco, you don't see a cigar bend sideways. You don't have hard time like a draw. The draw is so tight. You have to cut it
Easy
out.
draw.
So the draw is good. The cigars, the way they burn is perfect. There is no sideways burning. The construction is perfect.
Yeah, that makes
Awesome,
sense.
yeah.
What
What
I agree with Keith, that time is precious, and you can't buy time, and it's important to give time for the blends.
Yeah, I agree with that too. What I think is very interesting about you all is that COVID it sounds like
Yes.
it kind of forced you to start selling online, right? Is that what you were saying earlier? You were only in
Say it again.
shops. Earlier you said,
In the
I think you
beginning.
said COVID kind of forced you onto online retail, correct?
Correct. So
Um,
what
so
we
what's
did,
interesting about that is like it seems like you're new to it, but you have a lot of experience. So when people grab one of your sticks for the first time, it's like, whoa, why haven't I been grabbing these, right? So that's kind of what I'm hearing is kind of what's interesting is you've been doing it for many years, but even seasoned smokers might just be discovering you, which is kind of a cool because you already have a little bit of a build up, right?
correct. We were on the ground, as they say. We saw a lot of different brands coming in and becoming really successful. We learned from them. We learned from uh, the failure of other companies by rushing the product, by uh, doing the wrong steps. Uh, and we learn from our consumer the flavors, the taste, what they look for. Why, like every time we go to cigar shop and we travel a lot, we always ask like, what wrapper is important to you? What Vitol or size is the best seller at your cigar shop? You know, and what do you want to see in the future? What blends or wrappers or whatever, right? So we always bring this information with us, and we really take it really deep in our projects, because in the end, the consumer is the one who's gonna come and give you that grade that, you know what, I smoked it, it's delicious. Oh my God, I've been waiting for this flavor, this blend for a long time, and that's what we like to hear.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people, per the comment up on the screen, I think a lot of people don't have time or don't have the resource of a cigar shop that actually sells a great amount of cigars that aren't just legacy brands, right? And so now that you're online, I think it's going to help a lot people to understand who you are as a company. And also, I had a question. So, just to spread the love a little bit, what are some cigars that you smoke now that are really inspirational to you? That maybe you're like, oh, I love this. Let's try to recreate, or not. Maybe like just get some of this magic from what I love about this into one of our blends. Is there like, what do you guys smoke? What are in your personal humidors?
I like this question as well. You know, I'm going to answer myself for this. There's a lot of things that AJ is bringing into the market, and I like the majority of his blends, and I don't have to go far to search. So I'm going to say that I like AJ's creativity.
I mean, that's a great question also, and we smoke a lot of different companies, and there is a lot of great blends in the market, but we never go and say, I want a cigar that has similar flavor like this guy or that company or whatever. uh, if you if once you start copying, you fail. As
Mm-hmm.
you saw from our designs, from our blends, we don't want anything to remind you of a Cuban cigar. Even our designs are totally different. You know, it's an
Yeah.
octopus. It's a jester, right? So it doesn't have
Yep.
those Cubanesque flavor and taste and whatever, right? Because I want to be unique, different, and there is. I'm following what the market is asking me for. It's
Mhm.
not what my experience is, not what I want, not what I smoke the cigar and I want to make something like it. And once you start doing that, you fail because the
Yeah.
train is already passed. So,
Mhm.
so for example, like you have to know when to bring Connecticut. You have to know when to bring a certain blend to the market. You
Mhm.
have to know exactly when you could bring Maduro or Ascuro, or you have to have like some kind of vision of what the market is looking for, and is it the right time to bring this blend to the market. I agree with AJ Jarvis that online truly helped because he is in a state where he has a small store and they have a small selection. So that's why he goes online and he purchases from there because it's important to be
Yeah,
online.
and that's key.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So look, with me, as I said earlier, being an ex-retailer, we had access to different, the majority of the brands that you all know, from the Fuentes to the Davidoff to the Alcades, every blend you have. So being
Mhm.
an ex-retailer, you have to try those things so you will be able to talk about each and every blend. And you have great brands, you have great companies out there who's been doing this for like X amount of years, and they are like champs. And they have great blenders, and each and every cigar that they have, when it's good and fit my palate, it's the best. So we try them all, we love them all, we hate some, but this is the name of the game. Some
Yeah.
things hit your palate and fit your palate, and if it's fit, don't quit, as they say. And this is what it is with me now, with El Pulpo, with Viva La Vida. I won't go anywhere else.
Wow, that's a great question from Sal. Thank you, Sal, for this great question. He's
That's
asking
all.
for the release of Viva La Vida Connecticut, if we're gonna do Lancero, Lonsdale, or Corona, right? So I'm gonna tell you
Yep.
the story, Sal. I don't know if you heard us. We're talking always about the Club 500, which is the 500 cigar shops that we always ask. We released the Viva La Vida Connecticut at the PCA this year, and it was Toro and Robusto. So we sent an email after the PCA. What do you think next year
That's for the club.
for the club? What size do you think we should do for the Viva La Vida Connecticut next PCA? 63% came to us and said Churchill, and 30% came Lancero, and the rest came like Torpedo, whatever. So we
Yeah.
thought about it and we sent, why do you think Churchill? Now we know why Churchill, right? Because of our experience in retail. So we said, why do you think Churchill got 63%? So they said the majority of people who smoke Connecticut's usually go for a bigger size. And we thought about it, and it is true, because usually it's older gentleman who's 65, retired. He comes to the cigar shop, doesn't want something heavy. He has 2 hours to kill, so he go to the Connecticut Viva La Churchill. So we agreed on that. So we are working next year on a Churchill Viva La Vida Connecticut, and the next will be Lancero.
Nice. Yes, there you
Those
go.
are
Yeah.
great questions, guys. Those are very good questions. Yes.
Thank you.
Do
Thank
you
you.
have a name? Do you have a name picked out? You have a name picked out for the size? The retired, El retired.
No, no, but it's true though. This is true.
El
People
viejo.
not
El
gonna
viejo.
touch
Yeah,
it. We
El
say like,
Viejo.
yeah,
El Viejo.
El Viejo. Yeah, but it's gonna
Never
be.
know. Never know.
When you're smoking your cigars for a new blend, how many iterations before you're like, yep, this is it, this is right? How many do you have to smoke
Many.
before you go, yeah, I think we got it?
Honestly, every year, the same blend, we're smoking it. Every year, we smoke it in Nicaragua and we smoke it in the US. And I tell you something, guys, I don't know if it's a myth. Whatever you do in Nicaragua, blends, and they taste amazing. We never, and everybody tells you, do not say this is the one until you go back to the States and smoke it. There is
Yeah.
something happen. I don't know what it is.
This is what happened with Ojo Corojo. This is what happened with Ojo Corojo.
Oh,
We
okay.
smoked it in Nicaragua, right?
In Nicaragua, we smoked it. It was unbelievable. We stayed there a few days, do it in the morning, lunch, after dinner, in the morning, back and forth, back and forth. It was, we tried different things with espressos, with this, that, the other. It was, we said, this is it. This is it. To ourselves.
So AJ said, listen, let's make a bundle. Take it with you. Ah, beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And we brought one. We smoked it. And let me tell you guys, it was not the one. So we said, no, it needs more work, more time, more fermentation. And as you see, guys, if you go to our social media, we always post the names of the brands that we are working on, right? So we are open book. We show the name, we show the blend, we show the sizes, we were talking about them. So we never come to the market with something like unknown, like my new cigar, Apple. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We like the consumer to be involved in it. They know about the name. They see us when we go down. We show them we're smoking it, with the flavor, how it is, and they wait for the blend. When it comes, they are ready to try it and see if it worked. And so for years, they saw that we've been working on a certain blend. They know the name, the shape, the size, everything. So we want the consumer to be part of the whole process from A to Z.
Hey, AZ. Hey, I like
AZ.
it.
Awesome. No, yeah, it's true. Everything tastes better when you're outside the states for some reason. Beer, food, it's just vibing. But
That is true.
seriously, do you think
Even if you
that
go to Puerto Rico.
right?
Yeah.
Do you,
I mean, it's in the States, but
do you think that part of that is because you got to freeze your cigars to export them to the U.S.? Maybe that changes the profile a little bit, or
It's not
what? What do you?
that. It's like
It's,
We bring the blend with us here without hitting the freezer or anything.
okay. Just for your
Yeah,
personal
each
stat.
yeah.
like
This is before like we release anything, before we made a decision on this is it. This is what we want.
Yeah.
It's amazing, amazing.
most of the
Uh,
cigars come in the airplane, right? So I don't know if the
yeah,
altitude does something to it. I have no
I
idea,
don't know.
right? But trust me when I tell you, it tastes totally different in the States. And you want the cigar to taste amazing in the States, not in Nicaragua.
Yeah,
So,
I
Yeah,
mean
of
part
course.
part of it can be that you're smoking like let's say a wet pack, right? Like a fresh rolled cigar, and it might be changes a few days later. Who knows? I don't know.
No,
But one
Frank,
question
I'll
that
tell you this. I'll tell you this. Like when we bring him, we won't smoke him immediately. We let him sit for 40. We had it for 45 days for the
Yeah.
Ojo Corojo. So it's not wet or anything. But
okay.
for some reason, the blend changes dramatically and the flavors are different.
Mm.
I mean,
Gotcha.
the chemtrails.
Him-
yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
I don't know.
so that ojo corojo, is it still in process, or did you all just completely scrap it, or you're just
No,
waiting
No,
no,
for
no,
it
it's in the
it's
to?
in the process.
process. It's in the process.
No.
You're just waiting it now for it to settle in
So
and
look, when we brought those cigars, right? So you smoke them down there and they're delicious. So when we brought it here, we realized it's not delicious. Why it's not delicious? Because there is certain notes and flavors. Actually, certain notes that we want is not there yet, and there is certain flavor that it's bothering, and we wanted to get rid of. The Corojo is extremely hard to work with. It's challenging because uh, it tends to dry your mouth. So
Hmm.
how can you change that chemical of the leaf from
Mhm.
dryness to sweetness or chocolate or whatever that the palate will accept it? This is where you were talking earlier about the Corojo, how either it makes it or not. And when it doesn't, it means it's dry in your mouth, right? And
Yeah.
that effect, because it has some certain, let's say, purities, is not there yet. So you need to get rid of it, right? So
Hmm.
you ferment it, you age it. There is certain temperature that it needs to reach to get rid of it naturally. Everything naturally, right?
Yeah.
So when we
It's a
do that,
very, yeah. I was gonna
yeah,
say
go
it's a
ahead.
very bold, spicy wrapper, and you definitely would have to change that.
You want to bring up AZ's next comment? It's if you were to recommend a cigar from your lineup to a new and seasoned smoker, what would it be? So, what would you recommend for a new smoker, and what would you recommend for a seasoned smoker?
Okay, that's a great question, right? um, for a seasoned smoker, he could smoke Al Pulpo, you could smoke Viva.
Yes.
Okay.
Pulpo.
Both Viva is 8 years old. The Al Pulpo is 10-year-old tobacco.
To justify the anniversary as well is great. It's very, very, very seasonal for anyone who's been smoking for a long time and looking for like certain strength. It is indigestive.
Now, for a new smoker, right? Most people think like you need to go with Connecticut or something milder or whatever. And if you think about it, somebody who drinks, let's say, coffee, he will go with espresso. But if you go and you put a little bit of milk in it or cream, it becomes lighter, right? But the flavor is there, right? So even an Al Pulpo, Robusto or Bellicoso or Toro, they're all it's a lot of flavor, and it's not
It's a medium full.
medium full, right?
With this one here, the one I was smoking earlier,
The Connecticut
this is
is
medium mild.
mild, and
Seasoned cigar smoker would really enjoy this.
And
It has
the-
tons of body and flavor to it, but at the same time, the thickness of the smoke leave a oily, buttery finish on your palate that coated your palate. And with time, half inch into the cigar, it gives you that creamy, slightly sweet taste on the palate. But with a lot of body to it. It's not like a wheat.
We and Sal had another question. Have you come across a situation where the blend works better in an unpopular format, petite perfecto, for instance, that goes against market research? If so, what was your solution?
excellent question,
So I guess
Sal. Yeah,
yeah.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I guess he means like it shouldn't work, but it works. I was just dumbing down the question just to
Yeah.
make it quicker.
So basically, when we do a blend, we always test it in the Toro size. The Toro is the midway between the biggest sizes and the smallest sizes that we go and test our cigars. Once we agree on the blend, then we start working our way down to the Petite Corona, Petite Perfecto, all the way down, and we see how the flavor is becoming more intense and more unenjoyable to go to a smaller ring gauge. And also we go opposite and we go to the thicker gauges and we see where the flavor begin to die and dilute the minute you go above 58, 60, 62.
Start to lose the strength.
It starts not only the strength, but also flavor, right?
Yeah.
So it is important to know the blend, the strength of it, and the weakness of it, right?
Toro
So-
is the midway, and then further down or further up, also it will show you what sizes is needed for that blend to become successful. Is it Churchill 50 or Churchill 50, 56 or whatnot? So that also have a lot of things to do with the strength of the blend and where it starts to lose the strength on the flavors.
So let's say a Perfecto works amazing with a blend that we're working, and the market does not require, or it's not a popular size, as Sal discussed, right? So what we could do and to entice it, and if we think it highlight the best in our blend is this Perfecto that Sal is suggesting, we will make that Perfecto as a limited edition. So it's a way to introduce it and let the consumer decide, oh my God, this is the best of the whole line. And then in the future, you make it a regular production. So what you did is you think that the Perfecto is the best. It worked. It highlighted the best of that blend. You make it as an, and the market does not like, let's say, Perfecto or Torpedo or whatever, right? So you do it as a limited edition. And
Nice.
and then the consumer will ask for that all the time, or then you know if you're gonna do it as a regular production or not.
Their behavior will be
Now-
an indicator if it's go or a bust.
That's a great
Now-
method, actually.
Yeah. Now, do you rely only like on sales numbers in sales, or do you actually go like online, say like YouTube, and see what reviewers are saying about your cigars?
We always uh, follow and highlight the reviewer that when they come and they show the cigars and they tag us, we always put it. We always thank them for taking their time and effort to do that and to share their experience with all of us, right? So
Nice.
a small or big or midway companies who do these reviews are so important for us.
See, we gauge it also for the Club 500 that we have. We use it as a stepping stone, and also the
The
social
reviews.
media, Instagram. We follow that very close and very close to it. Facebook, all those things, and we when we go to the shops, whether we're doing like the rounds or like events, we listen. We start to gauge things from there. And that's what I said at the beginning. We are like hands on everything. Why this blend is moving or that size is moving more than this? What's wrong with that? So we go start asking questions. Every time we get the chance to interact with the consumer to see their feedback, and we use it as a gauge.
So this is a great question from Cigar and Smoke. How do you ensure consistency in your blends over the years with different crop years? That's very good question. And I was saying before that when we bring the first batch to the States, we always keep about 20 boxes of each size on the side. And just as a reference between flavor, strength, taste, and also when you buy tobacco, we buy tobacco that hold us close to 5 years. And also you need a source like AJ, who is one of the biggest in Nicaragua, who could supply and make the cigar blend year after year, the same flavor, same taste, even though the tobacco changes a little bit here and there. So we try to keep it between 95 to 99% the same. When you have a guy like AJ behind you, and also by buying and knowing that this tobacco is available for years to come.
So we hoard a
Nice.
lot of tobacco.
Hell yeah. I mean, AJ is one of the biggest producers of tobacco in Nicaragua, right? So,
Correct.
Yeah.
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 You're
And do
only
you,
as good as your rollers.
yeah, do you guys enjoy all of AJ's blends, or is there some that you enjoy more than others? Because typically for me, and I think for most people, except for Randall, because he likes bold cigars, but I think AJ really makes bolder blends, in my opinion. What do you got to say about that? What's your opinion on that?
You know, he started doing things for Octavis, like, and also General Cigar, and every blend he makes, whether it's like he had things for the Monte Cristo, he had things for the
H. Upman,
H. Upman,
Yeah, that.
and every one of
Yeah.
them is I smoke them, and I
they're
really
great.
enjoy it.
Okay.
And
Yeah.
from your question, uh, yes, he makes bold cigars. He makes medium. He makes mild cigars. He can produce any cigar that you ask him for. Um,
Yeah.
he, the tobacco, the amount of tobacco he has, it's um, like Home Depot of cigar of tobacco. It's amazing, guys. You have no idea. I don't know if you've been there.
Not yet.
Um, it's amazing. Like
Cigars and
each year,
Smoke is asking also a very nice question if we will use different wrappers from other than AJ, like Peruvian. It is, we are open to anything that for a blend that we're looking for. If a Peruvian wrapper is going to make that cigar what we're looking for, we will never say no. And of course, we ask AJ because he has plenty of different things and he goes miles and miles to find it and to give us the support. So yes, cigars and smoke, definitely we will do that.
And just to let you know, as I told you before, to us, blending a cigar, it's like a baseball game. The wrapper, filler, and binder should work as a team. Um, the Peruvian wrapper is a blend that we're working on. It requires a Peruvian wrapper because of certain elements in it that we need to highlight or we need it to complete that team. Then 100% we will go for a Peruvian wrapper because to us the wrapper is important as much as the binder and the filler, right? And if it requires a Metafina or Brazilian tobacco or Cameroon from Africa, it all depends on what blend we are trying to bring to the market. If it requires
Nice.
Peruvian, 100%.
I would love to see
Awesome.
you guys try something like that, just because everything I've had has been a hit.
Yeah.
Thank
So
you
I
so
would love
much.
to see. I
And
would
let me
love to
tell you, man,
see. And
it
I'm
put
ready
a
for the
huge,
Corojo.
it put a huge pressure on us not to rush the product, and the smallest hiccup is gonna set us really down because we're small, right? So you cannot make mistake. We are extremely careful,
You know,
right?
I want to say one thing about the Connecticut here. Once the order or the request, not order, came, and it's a challenge, we said we're going to accept the challenge. It's a very hard task because Viva is a medium full. How are you going to be able to play with the same, but yet make it medium light? And that is the challenge. So for the wrappers, we tried 4 different wrappers from Connecticut, different like origins, until we tried this one here, down on smoking, and that is the huge difference. So you have to try. You have to keep trying to find what's really needed, and to make the task that the club put you on to make it what it is right now. So when you guys get your hands on the Viva Connecticut, I would love to hear from you as well when you get the chance to,
For sure.
to give us your opinion on this.
That's
We
a great
will.
Oh yeah,
question.
Yeah, we
we're
will
all
for sure.
reviewers, so we'll definitely do that.
Beautiful.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
So
Cigars and smoke. Yeah, go ahead.
before we go into his question, I have a very hard question for you guys.
Yeah.
Very hard. I know you guys smoke all your blends and all your blends. Is there one in particular that you all gravitate to the most? Like, I mean, I know you all smoke everything in your line, but what is your go-to cigar from your line?
Okay, I'm gonna tell you from my line. That's a great question. Thank you so much. From the Viva Classic, I love the Toro. Toro, I love it. It's delicious, right? From
Yeah.
the El Pulpo, I like them all, man. I mean, for example, every night I have to finish with the fry, which is the small 4x48.
Yeah.
Every night I have to finish with that. When I have the Lanceros, which is I'm totally out, or the Culebra, I love it. When I go to cigar shop and we have an event, I always buy a box and we open them and split them, smoke them. It's a cigar that puts a smile on my face. It's delicious. Every turn give you different flavor. But yeah, man. I mean, with the El Pulpo, to me, any size works.
For me, if I'm talking about Viva, I will search for a Jester, whether the old Jester or the 5th anniversary. I love Viva. Doesn't matter whatever I have my hands on, I smoke them. But I all run toward like the Jester. With the El Pulpo, the Bellicoso, I love the Bellicoso. The Culebra as well. The Fry, I smoke that one nonstop. And now I'm in love with the Connecticut. 5 o'clock in the morning with my espresso, I start the day with this, and it is to die for. So those are my gravitation towards the sizes I look for. When I see the Bellicoso, I have to get that one immediately.
Nice.
Awesome.
So going back to cigar and smoke question, he's saying that the box press burns slower than the round. How do we decide? So it's a great question. Uh, Box press and round should be filled the right amount of tobacco. So this way you have no loose spots, and also it burns even and burns correctly, right? So we it should be both a slow burner, either a box press or a round. Now, why do we choose a round, or why do we choose a box press for certain blends? When we decided on the box press, for example, for the Al Pulpo, we tried it in the round, and the size that we selected worked much better in a box press than the round. And then when we went on the smaller gauges, it becomes much better if it is round. So here's an example of the same blend being better in box press on bigger sizes and better on a circular on the smaller sizes, right? So with the Viva, we tried the box press. It worked in a certain ones, not on the whole thing. So that's why we went with the rounds. And that's a great question, man. So you have to try them on both formats, and then you have to decide what flavor that blend is gonna showcase in the round, and what flavors and taste is gonna be on the box press, and what you want to bring to the market.
Nice. You guys mentioned the fry, which is a really short smoke, and you're saying that you smoke that always as a closer. First of all, what got you to make such a short cigar, and why do you enjoy it at the end of the night?
Beautiful question again. As I told you guys, that most of our cigars are recommended, the sizes from the consumer. AJ Fernandez had a gentleman named Brad, who is uh, the rep for the Northeast, and he fell in love with the El Pulpo. He has a group of people who they smoke together, and they became like a diehard El Pulpo smokers. So
Okay.
it was recommended by him to make that size with that vitola with the pigtail, and it was Brad who recommended to do that, and we fell in love with it once we tried it. We went down to AJ, we asked him to do that size, and we smoked it in a box press and in a round, and the round gave us the flavor that we were looking for, and the flavor that his group and some of the Club 500 group they asked for. It highlighted in the round 4x48 gauge. So it was based on Brad's group idea.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the fry for your lunch break when you're working a 8-hour shift, and then the eel for after work. You
That's
can
right.
enjoy a whiskey. Yep.
That's
You
right.
need it for everything. You need it for everything.
Yes.
There was another question by Sal, I think. I did not catch it. If you could put it
No,
back again, or
His
if you
wasn't.
know,
It was more of a comment about AJ's blends.
are you reading Sal's question?
Yeah, it was to say he says AJ makes the Southern Draw Rose of Sharon, which is quite mild, but can have nice flavors. He's Cuban. He can blend across the board. He's mostly blending for the American palate, not elegant palates. But it was more of a comment than a
Oh,
question.
okay. I got it. I got it. Okay,
Yeah.
that's fair.
It was
Yeah,
from back when we were talking a lot about AJ.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
and it goes
Fair
back
enough.
to it, it goes back to I think like there's a consensus where like a lot of AJ cigars are bolder, you know, for the American palate, quote unquote, I guess.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, so you're saying that so the fry is it like a more concentrated version of el pulpo or is it like a more balanced? How would you describe it? I haven't had the fry
Concentrate,
yet.
more
So
Okay.
as you
concentrate.
say, I mean, why we created it because a lot of people they don't like. Let's say they're going uh, on a lunch break. They don't have an hour for a cigar. So this will give them about 30, 35 minutes smoke. So you need to give them that flavor, that satisfaction, as if they smoke an hour long cigar, right? So yes, the flavor you might think it's gonna be more intense. Maybe the beginning of it is gonna be, but the more it goes, it becomes more developed, more balanced, and it's a flavor bomb.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
It's well balanced.
yeah.
You know, for a short, tiny cigar, it takes you 25 to 35 minutes to finish it. It will never burn hot. It will never like produce any of the tar or nicotine on the top of the mouth part of the cigar. So it's enjoyable,
I know.
very enjoyable. And also, it's big in countries like Europe. They don't have enough time to burn like big cigars like in the States. So it's everywhere. It's becoming like something that you will buy if you don't have enough time to smoke.
So we love the idea so much of the fry that we created a package for it. I don't know if you see it. It's totally different than anything in the market. It has a magnet and a push button. It's a child proof and a place to put your match and a striker. And the cigar with the pigtail, so you don't need a cutter. And with the
Nice.
matches, you don't need a lighter. So it's only that pack will be perfect if you want to go fishing, play golf, or put it in the car like after work, or going from work home, or lunch break, taking your dog out, dog walker,
We call it the dog walker, yeah.
right?
The dog
Yeah,
walker.
the
Yeah.
dog walker.
That's
Yeah.
a great
It's
question about cigar smoke. What's your definition of ideal cigar? I pulpo. If you had unlimited access and resources, honestly, I swear to you guys, not because it's my blend or our blend or your blend, El Pulpo.
Me, Artesano del Tobacco, anything that they put there, those guys are great.
I like that.
I never
I,
met those guys, but I'll tell you, man, I hear a lot of stories about them, and they create good cigars.
so
awesome.
that leads me to I guess one of the last couple questions here. What does the phrase "artesanos del tabaco" mean to you beyond the name?
All those people who make cigars, to us, they're artists. They're creating a piece of art that is affordable, kind of, for certain people, that you could go buy and don't hang it on the wall and watch it. You could smoke it. And that experience is so unique. So your cigar that you smoked on Monday will be totally different when you smoke it on Tuesday.
Yep.
And it's a piece of art, right? Yeah, and that's why we call it Artesano del Tobacco, the artisans to celebrate those cigar blender, cigar rollers, the farmers in the field, right? Those are amazing, amazing artists that they are producing a piece of art that we are able to go buy, cut, and smoke and enjoy. We're not only looking at it, smoking it.
You know, Artesano del Tobacco is, and I'm pretty sure, is dedicated to create and blend premium cigars that merge, listen to this, high end quality that merge with art, accent of like high end art as well. That when you grab one of our product, you feel how great the product is and you feel good about smoking it. So our like aim is to blend and create things that taste very, very good and enjoyable. At the same time, the accent of the art is embedded in it. That also it makes you happy when you look at the gesture when you look at the El Pulpo picture. So that's the whole idea.
Sal has a great question. Do you have a recommended level of humidity for optimum smoking conditions for each of your lines? Sal, it's important to know that each state has its own humidity, cold, weather. It all dictates the level of the humidity in your humidor. The ideal one is 69, as everybody knows. But if you live, let's say, in hot areas and humid areas like Florida or certain areas in Texas or
North Carolina.
so, right? So you will go down to 65 maybe. So you lower the humidity because too much humidity in the cigar will not help the cigar to burn the right way. So the most ideal humidity that everybody know is 69. But again, that's each country or each state will dictate to be more exact between 65 to 69 is all good. It's all good. You don't want the cigar to be too moist.
It will collapse on you when you smoke it, and then tar and nicotine start to build up. It will never burn well. And if it's dry, it's another problem as well. The flavors will be gone, and it will burn so hot as well. You guys know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're coming to the end. I have one last question. Are there any blends in the works that you can kind of tease us with right now that might be coming up sooner I know y'all just have the Connecticut, but is there something in the works that you might be able to give us a little teaser?
Sneak peek.
We spoke about the Ojo Corojo.
Yeah.
That's in the works still.
Uh-huh.
And Frank, I could assure you when this is ready, when it comes out, it's going to be very good. That's for sure. We will make sure that the product will never see the light or be on the shelves if it's not ready, if it's not smokable. No way. All we have ourselves in our company is our reputation. That's it. That's it.
Yeah, I believe that.
To
From
highlight
based
more
off
on
of everything
Frank's,
you've said.
thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Again, yeah. Sal says, guys, thank you for appearing on the podcast and sharing your knowledge, passion, and joy. Continued success to you for many years. Bravo. Thank you, Sal. That's amazing comment to end on.
Thank you, Sal.
So
Yes.
usually what we do at the end of our podcast, we go around like with our panelists, and we kind of say what we have going on uh, coming up for the week. Ugo, you want to go ahead and tell us what you have going on or what you have planned for this coming week?
Yeah, I think Friday. Well, Friday's my live. I don't know what I'm gonna smoke yet, but let's see. I think I just dropped the with the Padron Damaso, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, it was a good
And
one.
you liked it, huh?
Yeah, you smoked it all the way back in March, so shows how
I
much
know.
your backlog, man.
Well, yeah, and I keep on pushing back like these, like for that. That's like a like an older cigar. I just want to have it like on the uh on the catalog, right? So
Yeah, rotation.
exactly. But then I forgot what I have coming up on Saturday, bro. I think it's I already have the Vegas Robanas. The Exclusivo, the Dubai Exclusivo. I have that coming
Oh,
on
nice, nice.
the Exclusivo Red Dubai will
Yeah,
come Saturday morning, so that should be a good
nice,
one.
nice.
And then Friday morning live. I'm not sure what I'm gonna smoke yet.
Awesome. Randall.
I have a box of Andalusian Bulls coming tomorrow. I'll probably make a short unboxing on. Yeah.
Nice.
And I have to review a cigar I got from a company on Friday that I got last week. The Don Ruperto, whatever one I choose to do. And then I have to do the Shadow in the Shadows cigar review. Needs to come out probably like Sunday or something like that.
Nice. Yeah, I was supposed to drop it this week, so I'll probably last week, but I'm probably drop it this week. I have the one from JC Newman, and I have a Cuban cigar coming. I think it's the H. Upman Medio Corona. So I have that coming probably Sunday. But other than that, that's all for me. Um, Billy, Gus, thank you guys so much for joining the podcast. It was a blast. I mean, the time went by so fast. I didn't even realize we were already at the end of the show. Hopefully, once you have other blends coming out, maybe we can bring you back on the show and smoke with you guys again, have another conversation because this was really good. And I know we have a bunch more questions to ask you, but the chat had a lot of really good questions, so we wanted to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
But,
Yes, I agree. I
Oh.
agree. Like, go ahead.
No,
I
go
was
ahead.
I was just gonna say before we ended it, I really appreciate you coming on the show. And now that I've met you and know more about your brand, anything you come out with, I know to go ahead and grab because it sounds like you're very customer centric, which so I know I can trust. Like it's gonna be good. So
Thank
I
you,
wanted to
Randall.
say that
Thank
before
you.
we ended.
Thank you, Randall.
Thank you so much, Randall, Frankie, and Hugo.
And everyone.
Thank you for giving us the chance to be on this podcast that you have. We thank all your guys who are listening and also engaging with the questions. We thank them as well. From New York, we are here. We thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you so
Awesome.
much, guys.
So
All right.
we're gonna end. Just stay on, guys. We'll talk to you after the show ends. So we're gonna go ahead.
Thank you, everybody who joined.
Thank you guys, and don't forget to hit the like and subscribe if you haven't yet.
Thanks a lot, chat. See ya.